So what do you do when two high-end Android devices come to the same carrier? What's going down, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and T-Mobile customers, well, as of the 15th at least, have two awesome options to choose from when it comes to Android. The HTC Sensation 4G coming out for $200, the T-Mobile G2x made by LG, an awesome device that's already out on the nation's fourth largest wireless carrier. Both are cool Android devices, both are dual core, and they have their own unique benefits. This has Gingerbread and Sense 3.0. This has Android 2.2, but it's a stock build of Android 2.2, so it's much faster, at least theoretically, much faster than some of these manufacturer-installed overlays like Sense, TouchWiz, and more. Which one's the best? Well, we'll find that out in the dogfight, but first, special thanks to our guys at Best Buy. They've hooked us up with so many phones for use during One Paw Bandit game. Actually, some G2Xs on the way, and some Sensations, if we play our cards right, may come as well. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you don't have to deal with rebates. You walk in to buy either of these devices, they'll hook you up. You don't have to, I like money in my pocket. I like walking out with extra money in my wallet, and you don't deal with rebates at Best Buy Mobile. Enough of that, let's get into it. Dogfight, Sensation 4G, T-Mobile G2X, perhaps one of the coolest, most important, hottest, awesomest dogfights ever. So in part one, I covered Sense 3.0. Now it's time to take a look at this one. It's running Android 2.2 without any manufacturer-installed overlay. So no Sense, no TouchWiz, nothing like that. LG's custom interface is not pre-installed on this. I mean, you can just really see how fast this device is. I mean, it moves through everything incredibly quickly with no lag. You can see. Wait for this to pop up. And then you can just see how quickly everything pops up. I'm going to browsing. Bam. Right into it. Incredibly easy to use, but the downside is the customization isn't as plentiful as that on Sense 3.0. I mean, you look at this, it's pretty bland. You can see there are 5 home screens on stock Android as opposed to 7 home screens on Sense 3.0, and cool widgets like that, or cool features like that, the ability to pinch to zoom in and out on various home screens, is not present in stock Android 2.2. Now that said, you saw a little bit of lag there, but you can see how quickly it scrolls over. So as I've said on Twitter before, this is really the speed demon, but it's kind of bland, kind of boring looking. You can see in comparison here, bring down the notifications bar. Not as pretty, not as well thought out. Typical gray color scheme that you remember from Android 2.2. And scroll over, but you can just see how quickly everything moves. Now out of the box in this one, you get T-Mobile App Pack, T-Mobile Highlight, T-Mobile apps like My Account, My Device, Nova, and Need for Speed Shift pre-installed, Speed Test I installed, T-Mobile Mall, T-Mobile TV, Quick Video Chat, Visual Voicemail, and Wi-Fi calling. So on both of these, not only do you get Wi-Fi calling, which is a nice T-Mobile benefit, it does take your planned minutes, or it used to. I'm not sure if they've changed that around, but you do have Wi-Fi calling capabilities, and you have mobile hotspot as well. So we can scroll down through here. On this one, there's no mobile hotspot shortcut in the actual menu, but you can see I can activate portable Wi-Fi hotspot by clicking there, and it'll activate right up. So it's hidden a little bit more in the menu versus the Sensation where it pops up down here at the bottom. You can see Wi-Fi hotspot, but it is there nonetheless. So about the same number of T-Mobile applications pre-installed on both of these devices. But let's take a look at the browser just to give you an idea. Look at the differences here. We'll load up PhoneDog.com. Dog.com. Ba-bam. PhoneDog.com. And wait for those to load up. Now this one's loading up, and you can see it's still loading, but you can just see how quick, relatively quick pinch to zoom is on this device. So zoom in, zoom out pretty easily. We'll wait for that to fully load so you can get the full feel. But 2.2 here, Android 2.3 here, so obviously both are flash capable, and you can see our advertisements up there running in the background. So we'll pull that out. You can see that's what that looks like. So this one's fully loaded. You can see the pinch to zoom capabilities. Pretty decent when zooming in and out. A little bit of lag, like there. You can see a little bit of a little stutter. You can zoom in and out all the way. You can see a little bit of stutter, but otherwise not too bad. So there's what the whole page looks like. You can see it stuttering just a little bit there. And then on this one, zoom in and out. A little bit of stutter as well. I have to give the browser, it's a tough one there. Let me do one quick look at speed here. You can see that. That's what that looks like. And then there. So another thing you can look at, Sense, here's where the overlay plays a role as well. So we'll go into Windows and take a look. On stock Android, pretty boring here. You know, you have Phone Dog. Let's say we want to open up a second window and we want to go back to Phone Dog. It's pretty boring. It just shows the text. You can cancel out of those windows if you want to. But I like this much better because it gives you a good look and feel. I wanted to add a second page. Let's say, for example, bring up AccuWeather. And then let's say I want to go back to Phone Dog. As that's loading, I can scroll right over. So nice to see that. Again, very consumer friendly there. So in terms of browser, by a slight edge, I'll give it to the HTC Sensation. So we're going to have a little fun with the rest of this video because I show you quite, honestly, very similar things in most of the videos. I show you the keyboards, the browser, the phone app, the contacts, things like that. And that's all well and good. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'll give you a quick run through. This has 2 keyboards, Swipe and Android. Gingerbread is one I pre-installed from the Android market. Out of the box, you'll get the Android 2.2 keyboard and Swipe. And over here, you get HTC Sense's keyboard, or HTC Sense keyboard, excuse me. We'll go in here, we'll do a new message, and you get Sense keyboard, but it also doubles up as kind of a swipe-like keyboard as well. You can see I can do that, or I can use it as a normal keyboard. So instead of flipping back and forth between Swipe and Android keyboard or Swipe and HTC Sense, you have it all built into one keyboard. But what I want to do is I want to take a look at some of the comments that you've left me on Twitter. A few minutes ago I said, what would you like to see in this dogfight? And I'm getting some great responses, so I want to jump right over to that. The first one is, let's power them both off. The request is to power them both off, power them back on at the same time, and see which one comes up the fastest. Now I'm not going to let HTC cheat because they have the pretty cool, quick boot up on the Sensation that carries over from some of the other HTC devices where it kind of goes into standby when you turn it off and it powers up quickly. So we're going to keep that one turned off and fully off. And we'll pull the battery out here to make it fair as well. See which one loads up the fastest. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, bam. Let's see. Uh-oh, hang on. Apparently the LG one didn't start up. I forgot to hold it long. I didn't hold it long enough. Let's do it again. Bam. Bam. Okay, let's do it again. Bam. Okay. Now let's see which one loads up the quickest. And while they're loading up, let me see if I can find some more questions for you. Speakers comparison, we'll do that. Find a very large program, put them to head-to-head speed-wise. Well, we do speed tests. That'll be that. A comparison of both cameras, yes, I will. The difference between HTC's music player versus the stock Froyo one on the G2X. We'll take a quick look at those as well. They're both fingerprint magnets too, you can see that. So let's see which one loads up the fastest. Let's see. Which one will it be? Sensation loads up the fastest. G2X is still sitting there. Now this one loads up. Let's see which one picks up the data connection first. Both are loaded. Which one's going to get the data connection? Bam! G2X. So I have to declare that a tie because this one started up faster. That one picked up the 4G connection faster, the signal strength faster. It's a tough call, but that's a pretty close tie. So let's see. The difference between HTC's music player, we'll start there and take a look at HTC Music. And bring that up as opposed to the stock Android one. I don't have any music on either of these devices, but we'll see. Let's go into where is it? Where am I missing it? Let's see here. Music, there we go. What's wrong with me today? Not Google Music. Here's the difference. It brings up Sensation 4G. No music found on this one, but just to show you, I can scroll by artist, albums, playlist, all songs, genres, composers, purchased, and more. So quite a few options here, whereas you get the 4 tabs up here at the top on this one. As you can see, artists, we'll do that. We'll load up music, albums, songs, and playlists. So yeah, we're going to use that by default, music. By default, and you can load up. You can see there the different tabs up there at the top as well. G2X is the speed demon. If you want something with raw power and it's kind of ugly in terms of the overall user interface, but you get that Ferrari-like power, the G2X is your phone. This one's obviously much prettier in terms of build quality. Sense works pretty well, but it is slower, and you'll notice this in the quadrant standard scores as well. Not to spoil the fun, but we'll go down here to quadrant standard. run. And we'll wait for those to pop up. Now, call quality, I'd have to give it to the G2X in terms of call quality. It's a little tinny and a little staticky over here as opposed to the G2X. So I know I keep flipping back and forth. You know, all these, they're both winning awards, so it'll be tough to decide at the very end which one's the winner. I'm going to leave it to you guessing, because I know already which one is going to be the winner based on tests. But speaker quality, not as good on this one. The G2X is nice and loud. They're both loud, but this one is tinny and crackles quite a bit, as opposed to the G2X, which I had a really pleasant experience with. Speakerphone, pretty decent on both of these. Bluetooth connectivity worked well on both of these devices. I paired both without issue. I paired my Plantronics headset to both without issue. So no major problems there. Now we bring up the Sensation 4G, quadrant standard 1943. So 1943 for a 1.2 gigahertz dual core device. Compare that to the Galaxy S2 that's in the 3000 range, you know, 3000 to 3500. And obviously quadrant standard, take it with a grain of salt. But this gives you kind of a benchmark comparison as to where they are. 2360 over here. 2360, 1943. So G2X wins the raw speed test. Let's take a look. Speaking of speed tests, let's take a look at some of the network speeds, because these are both running T-Mobile and they're both running HSPA+. So let's see which one takes the cake in that department. So we'll wait for these to load up to make sure they're on the same server for fairness. They are. We'll begin the test and see which one wins this. So the differences, covered that. The comparison of both cameras, covered that. And we'll do speakers comparison as well, just so you can see that. Battery tests. I can't really do battery tests, obviously, on a 20-minute video, but 1500 milliamps here, 1520 milliamp hour here. So a little better on the Sensation 4G. That said, battery life's about the same, honestly, on both. I'm getting about a day of use with moderate text messaging, emailing, calling, downloading apps, browsing the web. I'm getting about a day on both of these. So switch that over to megabits per second. And we're getting about 2.8 as opposed to 3.37. So we'll try that one more time while I'm talking. But overall, you know, about a day of use on both of these. Now, I had an interesting thing. I took this to the Reader Meetup on Friday in San Francisco, and I don't know what was going on. If something was running in the background. The display was off, but the battery dropped from 40% to 0 in like an hour. It was the strangest thing. Haven't seen it since, but something that kind of raised a red flag. So you can see 4.13 megabits per second here, 5 over on the G2X. So we're getting some faster speeds on the G2X with a slower upload, though, versus the G2 or versus the Sensation 4G. So kind of a washout there, but still pretty close in terms of download speeds. You know, just network based, and obviously it's rush hour, so that's something that plays a role as well. Now, a dogfight, you know, somebody has to win. Can't declare a tie there, and I'm declaring the winner overall. And I'll explain this in just a minute. I'm declaring the winner overall to be the HTC Sensation 4G, and I'll tell you why. The HTC Sensation 4G has some issues with lag. It does lag. It's not the fastest device on the market. If you're looking for a speed demon, you have the G2X and you're looking for something that's just as fast, or the Galaxy S2, and you're looking for something that's just as fast. This thing is not that fast. I mean, there's lag on it. I've experienced several times where an app has taken a minute to close, or a widget takes a second to be removed from the home screen. There is noticeable stutter on this device. Now, that said, why I'm giving it the Dogfight Award is because it offers the best balance of everything. It offers great customization. It offers a beautiful Android 2.3 with a beautiful, beautiful overlay. They've done a really great job with it, and it has a lot of features, and the ability to customize is second to none. This one is your speed demon. This is your Ferrari, or this is something that acts like a Ferrari, but really is a really ugly car in terms of software. This is a little slower car. This is like a BMW 5 Series. I don't know anything about cars. I'm just kind of making this up. But kind of like a 5 Series, not as fast as a Ferrari, but still very nice and has a beautiful look to it. So at the end of the day, take a look at both of these at the T-Mobile store, and you know, let me know what you think. If you take, you know, try one, you take one home. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know which one you get. But overall, HTC Sensation is the winner just because it's a balance of features, performance, even though it's not as fast, performance, reasonable performance, and customization. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com with the HTC Sensation 4G and the T-Mobile G2X on the site, so stay tuned. Dogfights, I have the Galaxy S2 Dogfight coming soon with this as well. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/phonedog for all of our giveaways we're doing. And we're getting ready to start another huge giveaway, so check that out, and be sure to follow me on Twitter. Let me know which one you get, phonedog_Aaron, and also let me know you think I'm crazy, the G2X should have won, the Sensation 4G is the best one ever, and you're happy that it won. Let me know. phonedog_Aaron, and on Facebook at facebook.com/phonedogab. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.